Schools are supposed to be places of safety. They are supposed to be places where you send your child to the day knowing that they're going to be looked after, that they are busy investing and preparing for their future. But shocking allegations have come out against a Pretoria school. I'm going to name it the Prinshof School of the Blind and Visually Impaired. It is a school based in Pretoria, and as we speak, on Monday, the 1st of September 2025, Spring Day, NotInMyName is holding a peaceful demonstration outside the school because of shocking allegations that have come out against it. Now, if you are sensitive, now is your time to move on. Give me a like and give me a follow because we're going to be talking about some tough things. Now, according to the father's interview, I watched it on SAPS. A 14-year-old child was allegedly assaulted on school premises in 2024. And the father had no idea that this occurred. He only found out recently because the child was fainting, having fainting spells, having performance issues. So the social worker called the father in, and it was the social worker, the child, and the father together. And something came up in the conversation about this alleged SA. And the father had no idea. And he's like, what is this? And then, according to him, the social worker was like, well, don't you know about this? And he was like, no. And then his daughter told him what happened. She said that last year in 2024, she was going to music class and the classroom had been changed. The usual classroom that they went to for music class had cameras. This one did not. And it was then in that classroom that a teacher allegedly tried to kiss her, allegedly touched her in places where no 14-year-old should be touched. And this all occurred, because there was no cameras. And according to the father, right, the mother was aware of this. But you see, the mother and the father, they do not talk very often. They live in separate places. But he went and he asked the mother and he said, how come I don't know about this? And the mother said, well, you know what, I was scared. There were things that were said to me that scared me. And that the school said allegedly that they were going to deal with it in internal review. So if these allegations are true, we've gotten to the point in 2025 where schools are still dealing with sex pests through internal reviews. What happened to mandatory reporting? If you are an educator, if you are a principal, it is your duty to report these things up the chain of command, to get the Department of Education involved, get the police involved, not handle it internally because you're scared of your reputation, right? Because I believe this is a pretty prestigious school. But yeah, this is according to the father's interview, which I will link here because I think you guys should all go listen to it yourselves.
Good morning. I was called in by the school's social worker regarding my daughter's performance and fainting problems. She had started fainting recently. So I came into the school. They gave me an assessment on what they found and what she has said. And after a lengthy discussion with the social workers, the child was then called in just to have a session with me. It is then that my daughter said, I've got something to confess to you. Something happened to me here at school. A certain teacher sexually harassed me, and I asked how, and she explained what had happened. That it was a music class that usually takes place, I think, in the afternoons, and there's usually cameras in that particular class, but in that day she or they were moved to a different classroom that didn't have cameras, and that's when this happened, that he was physically touching her, trying to kiss her, putting her hands in the private parts. And after her telling me that, she left, went back to class. I then asked the social workers, why am I hearing this for the first time? The child says this happened last year. They said that they thought I knew about this. The school spoke to the mother and the child, but I was excluded from this. So upon asking the mother, she was scared because certain things were said to her regarding this case, and that it is sorted internally within the school, and she will explain what was said to her because we don't live in the same area and so forth. So yeah, that's how I found out about this case.
and the police. We understand that you've opened a case. Maybe if you can just tell us more about that.
Yes, I then came back. This happened on Thursday when I was called the other week. Last week, Monday, I came in to see the school's principal and the social worker, because the social worker had a file about this case where it had statements from the child, the perpetrator, as well as meeting minutes from the SGP and so forth. So I came back to get a copy of that file so that I could take it to my legal team and to get an understanding from the principal on what steps she took, what happened to the perpetrator. And upon that small discussion, the principal quickly said to the social worker that I must not be given anything. Why am I here now? Why am I following up on this case now? They had dealt with this matter. If I want any information, I must go and talk to my daughter about this, go and talk to the mother of my child about this. I said to her, I am here now as the father. I am concerned. That's why I'm here now. And she said, I must get out of her office, that if there's anything I want to do, I can do whatever they've tried before.
Are you comfortable with this teacher still being around your children? Let me know in the comments below if you as a parent would be comfortable with that. Now, the father went to the principal because he wanted the paper trail, because they said they're going to allegedly deal with this internally, and they wanted the paper trail. The father wants the paper trail for his own legal representation. And according to the father, to add insult to injury, the principal just kicked him out of her office, right? She said, "Get out of my office." Sorry, guys, I needed that sigh. Now, I don't even know what to say about this. I just hope that the Department of Education gets involved, and that, we know that predators, right? We know that predators put themselves in positions of power over children. We know that oftentimes they will gravitate towards teacher roles. And I'm not saying all teachers are predators. I love teachers. I know many wonderful teachers. But we know that predators will sometimes gravitate towards roles like this just so that they can be in position of power over children, so that they could do their little dark, nasty deeds, right? They have more access to their prey. And unfortunately, we also know that predators will often go to children who have special needs, because for them, they're sometimes easier to control and manipulate. And this is just horrible, what's happened. And to have this alleged sex pest on the run in the school, and then to allegedly have management of a school protecting a sex pest. Have we not learned anything, South Africa?